Assalamualaikum and hi, my name is NURFATIN Alya binti Rosli and my metric number is HPT30103. Today I would like to present about Introduction Chapter 1 and Chapter 2. Introduction in Chapter 1 is telling about the research in Chapter 1 in the introduction shows that excessive use of social media is primarily associated with lower psychological well-being. However, the findings also suggest that the quality rather than the quantity of social media use may determine whether the experience improves or worsens a user's mental health. And Introduction Chapter 2 is telling about the research in Chapter 2 of the introduction shows that this chapter contains a literature review started by describing literature review. It consists of two variables in study, which is online games as the dependent variable, and mental health, finance, and education are the independent variables. Continuing with the hypothesis, conceptual framework, and concluding with a summary of this chapter.
Assalamualaikum and hi, my name is SYAZRINA binti KAMARUDDIN, metric number H22A0753. My part is background of the study. Social media platforms play a pivotal role in shaping communication, relationship, and information sharing among students. Next, as this platform continues to evolve, it becomes crucial to explore the multifaceted impact of social media on the mental health, social behavior, and educational pursuits of the student community. Understanding these dynamics is essential for adapting educational strategies, fostering positive online environment, and promoting the overall well-being of students in the digital age. According to Woods and Scott 2016, social media has more negative repercussions than favorable ones. Student mental health, or their emotional, psychological, social well-being is also impacted by social media. A sedentary lifestyle and a drop in daily physical activity can result from excessive social media use, making people more susceptible to non-communicable diseases like obesity, diabetes, and hypertension.
Next is the part of problem statement. Problem statement has three problems. The first one is mental health. Mental health is the first problem statement relates to mental health issues that university students have with their use of social media. The goal of the study is to pinpoint and investigate the psychological issues like anxiety and depression that result from prolonged use of social media. It is essential to comprehend these problems for create focused intervention and support networks. The second problem statement is social behavior. Social behavior is the second issue statement is about the effect of social behavior. The University of Malaysia Kelantan student will be the subject of an investigation into how social media affect their general social interaction, communication styles, and interpersonal relationship to promote positive social dynamics and the well-being of the community. It is imperative to acknowledge this ramification. And lastly, the third problem statement is education. Education is the impact of social media use on education. The impact of social media use on education is the subject of this third issue statement. This includes investigating the effect of platforms on learning environment, investigating the effects of platform on learning environments, study habits, and academic achievement. It's critical to study habits and academic achievement. It's critical to recognize these obstacles to education in order to develop solutions that maximize technology benefits while minimizing its potential impact on academic advancement.
Assalamualaikum, my name is NADHIRAH binti SHUKRI and my metric number is H22A068. I want to present a research objective. First is the aim of our study is to determine how the use of social media affects the mental health, social behavior, and academic performance of University Malaysia Kelantan students. Number 2, examine the frequency and usage trends of social media among students at University Malaysia Kelantan. Number 3, identify specific social media platforms or features that are most strongly associated with negative mental health outcomes. And number 4 is examine how social media uses can divert students from their academic work and how this affects their ability to focus and concentrate.
For the research question, the problem statement, which was researched to reduce concern about the effect of social media use on mental health, social behaviour and education among students of University of Malaysia Kelantan, and identify the issue addressed by the research study. Finally, led to the research question. A research question is essentially a question that clearly states the problem the research is trying to solve. For the research question are, the question number 1, how to study social media use pattern. Question number 2, what is the right way to avoid the impact of mental health during social media use? Question number 3, how to invest the social behaviour and academic performance of University Malaysia Kelantan students.
Next, research design. It describes the aims and objectives of the study as well as the method and technique that will be followed together and process data. There are two types of research design, which is qualitative and quantitative. First, qualitative research is a study methodology that employs non-numerical data, collecting and analysis to investigate and comprehend individuals' idea, attitude, behavior, and experience. They come from focus groups, interview, observation, and textual analysis. Quantitative research is a type of research that collects and analyzes numerical data to test hypotheses and answer research questions. It often involves the use of surveys, experiments, or other structured data collection methods to gather quantitative data. So, for this study, we apply the quantitative method to study the effect of social media use of mental health, social media, behavior, and education among students at University of Malaysia Kelantan. The benefit of quantitative method is research with number is quicker than other approaches.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is NURSOFIA WARNIDA, BINTI RIZALHEYZRIE, H2280907. So, the population that we conduct in our study was of HPK students at University Malaysia Kelantan City Campus, which is 2,782 students. Populations refers to the entire groups of individuals, objects, events, or other elements that share a common characteristic within a specific time frame or in a particular geographic area. This group is the subject of study or observation in various fields such as sociology, economics, biology, and epidemiology. In the field of statistics, a population is interpreted as a set of data from which a statistical sample can be taken. So, the second one is sample size. In statistics, the sample size is the measure of the number of individual samples used in an experiment. For example, if we are testing 50 samples of people who watch TV in a city, then the sample size is 50. Therefore, we took the 90 students as a sample size randomly among students of HPK University Malaysia Kelantan. Several factors influence the determination of an adequate sample size, including population variability. Higher variability in the population typically requires a larger sample size to obtain reliable results.
Other than that is sampling method. We choose the simple random sampling method. This is because the technique is the best product that helps in saving time. It is a reliable method of obtaining information where each population is randomly selected just by change. Each individual has an equal probability of being selected to be part of the sample. For example, most students in University Malaysia Kelantan are all active in social media. In this regard, every student has the same opportunity to be selected.
Data collection is defined using normalized validation technique to obtain, measure and evaluate the correct insight into the analysis. Based on the data collected, researchers will test their hypothesis. In some cases, the first and most important step for a study, regardless of the field of research, is data collection. Based on there are two main methods, namely quantitative and qualitative, to collect information about a person's situation, phenomenon and problem. During a research study, the research collect information, but sometimes the information source is already available and only needs to be extracted. For this study, the data collected will use an online question. Respondent will be named anonymously on each question. The questionnaire will highlight the purpose of this research and the properties of the study and knowledge that respondent information is confidential. For the primary data, the primary objective of this study is to acquire data explicitly a lot of the research subject through effective technique. For this task, in the context of the research, respondent will be provided with questionnaires as a part of the primary data collection process. The primary method for the gathering data in this study involves the distribution of questionnaires to participants with a specific focus on University Malaysia Kelantan student chosen as the study respondent. For the secondary data encompass information that has been previously gathered by individual or agency and is accessible to the research. Common sources of secondary data include books, journal, article, web page and blogs. In this study, secondary data is derived from various sources, including online information from the Department of Statistics, the Ministry of Higher Education, and both online and offline resources. It is recognized that secondary data can often provide more accurate information compared to primary research. This is particularly evident during the explorative phase of research when defining the research problem and formulating hypotheses. Secondary data also plays a crucial role in this phase, aiding the identification of the population and determine the sample to be taken. Secondary data also plays a crucial role in this phase, aiding the identification of the population and determine the sample to be taken.
Research instrument. For our study, we use qualitative data because this is the most effective way to collect the data. And first, we use survey and questionnaire. The purpose of this part is for the researcher to know about the effect of social media use on mental health, students of University Malaysia Kelantan and the people around it. And second is observation. The study objective is to gather the most recent information regarding the impact of social media of use on student mental health at University Malaysia Kelantan. And thirdly is focus groups. This data also will help the researcher to know whether the social media affects the students' studies or not.
For data analysis, the methodical process of gathering, organizing, transforming, defining, modeling, and interpreting data usually with the use of statistical method. Next, through the application of data analysis tools, relevant insights are extracted from datasets that might inform future studies or may be used to inform operational decisions. Applying data analysis technique to produce insight about volume of data too large to be managed by device with modest information processing power is becoming more and more necessary with the rise of big data, or the storage of massive quantities of data in large database and data warehouse.
The next part is significance of the studies. We provide in 5, which is first is contributing to academic knowledge, and number 2, informing university policies, and number 3, supporting student well-being, and number 4, societal implications, and number 5 is enhancing academic support system.
So our first definitions of term is mental health. Mental health is something that is closely related to individual emotions, psychological and social well-being essentially. It involves the individual's feelings and behavior. It encompasses a broad range of factors including how people handle stress, relate to others, make decisions and navigate the challenge of life. And the second term is social behavior. Social behavior refers to the actions, conduct, interaction that occur between individuals within social group. These behaviors are often influenced by social norms, cultural expectation, and the dynamic of a particular society. Social behavior can encompass a wide range of activities, from simple greetings and conversation to complex forms of cooperation or conflict. The last term is education. Education is a systematic process of acquiring knowledge, skills, values, and attitudes through instruction, study, and experience. It is a lifelong journey that takes place in formal educational institutions such as school and university, as well as informally through experience in everyday life. Education encompasses a broad range of subjects and aims to foster intellectual, social, emotional, and physical development early. This chapter describes a study conducted by researchers related to the impact of social media on mental health, social behavior, and education among HPT students at University Malaysia Kelantan City Campus. Not only that, this chapter also explains the background of the study until the end, which is close with the definition of the terms. In addition, this chapter also describes the question created by the researcher and objective by the researcher. Several problem statements were identified in this study.